Hello everybody, I'm Danger Genvex and welcome back to Would You Rather. Now right off the bat you might notice that it looks a little differently, and the reason for that is these are actually screen caps that I took off my phone a couple of days ago. Now I took a quick capture of the question and a capture of my answer screen, and then I dumped them all in the folder, so they should show up question and answer, so I can just go through them. But the thing is, I answered all of these very quickly, so I might not remember how I answered. And I'm actually kind of curious to see if in the process I choose all the same ones, or if I somehow manage to change my answer, but we'll see. So we're starting off with, would I rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout? And this one for me is very simple. I would rather be able to whisper. It's easier to whisper into a microphone and increase the sound, the volume of your voice. Just an example, than it is to lower your voice from a shout. Now you can say, yeah, sure, just record your voice and bring it down, but you don't always want to be shouting. You don't want to walk into a supermarket and go, hey, how much for these tampons? Or sit in a restaurant and maybe be having a private conversation and go, I want to break up with you. As an example, it might also be, will you marry me? But, it sounds a lot better. Would you marry me? Or, excuse me, but how much is this box of tampons? You know what I mean? Sometimes you just don't want to shout. And most of the time, shouting isn't appropriate. Maybe it's just me. I mean, there are some people who would love to be that kind of center of attention all the time, shouting about this and that. Public speakers, politicians, give them... No, wait, don't make politicians shout all the time. They won't be able to keep... Actually, make politicians shout all the time. But anyway, for me, the type of person I am, people often say that I seem to be a bit of a loud person. And maybe sometimes I am. But I would rather be, the person who whispers all the time than be the person who is constantly shouting. And it's not a case of being timid, or maybe, it's not timidness and it's not cowardice. It's because I have the confidence in my voice and what I have to say and in myself that I believe that even as a whisper, my voice is loud enough to be heard over a crowd. How's that? So for me, my answer is I would be happy to only be able to whisper. And that's exactly what I said. I would rather only be able to whisper. 71% of people also agree with me, which is great, because I wouldn't want to be... Yeah, come on. Let's face it. Not all of us are those who want to shout all the time. It looks like I ever so slightly screwed up. So this one, you can see the questions, but you can't see the results, because I didn't take a screen cap of the questions alone. So the questions are, would you rather cure cancer or would you rather make first contact with an alien race? For me, this is very, very simple. Cancer, look, I have lost people to cancer. People that I loved very, very dearly. But there are people working on curing cancer. People who actually love the field of medicine and research and science, and they want to work on a cure for cancer. But make first contact with an alien race? In case you haven't noticed by now, I am a Trekkie. I am definitely a Star Wars fan. And yes, you can be both without experiencing internal conflict. So, Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate, aliens are my thing. Space is my thing. I have said that my ideal way to die is out in space. Okay? So why on earth would I want to do anything else if make first contact with an alien race is on the plate? So this is a no-brainer for me. I mean, I get to make first contact with an alien race, hopefully a peaceful race. I don't know, I like Vulcans, but I hope they don't, the race that I meet doesn't have quite such a long stick up their butts. But yeah, and reveal the results, please. 29% of people agree with me, but 71% of people would rather cure cancer. Well, yeah, I guess, it does afford a bit of fame on our little blue planet, but who knows? Maybe the alien race that I make contact with already have the cure for cancer. Then I did both. Kind of. I made first contact with an alien race and through them discovered the cure for cancer. Yay me! Would you rather be eaten by a zombie or be burnt at the stake? Now, there are worse ways to die than being burnt at the stake. It's not a pleasant way to die, but there are worse ways. The thing is, when you are eaten by a zombie... Excuse me, it seems that I'm constantly wanting to yawn. Anyway, when you're eaten by a zombie, you're being bitten. And what makes a zombie is the fact that you get bitten, the disease gets transferred, and whatever remains of you, if your brain is intact, or, then you get turned into a zombie, into the undead. I would rather be burnt at the stake than be turned into a flesh-eating zombie. It's not this or that, nothing against zombies, but they're really not my thing. They're really not how I want to spend my afterlife. A rotting corpse walking around. I mean, as Dracula, as a vampire, I can at least still enjoy the night and, go and seduce handsome young lads and, I will suck your blood. Or as a werewolf, I can hunt and eat lots of meat and run around and transform and it'll be awesome. But as a zombie, you're a rotting corpse down the street, hoping to run into your next meal, even though you don't actually need it, because you're dead and you're rotting and nothing's gonna stop that. You're just going on this basic primal need of wanting to hunt and transfer the disease. So I don't want to be a zombie, and therefore I don't want to be eaten by a zombie. I'd rather be burnt at the stake and be turned into a dead, for good, crispy critter. And only 44% of people agree with me. Not that I can blame them. I mean, it's not exactly a wonderful way to go. But I still say I would take being burnt at the stake over being eaten by a zombie. Would you rather only write in cursive or only type in caps? This is a no-brainer. No-brainer. I would rather only write in cursive. Now, I don't write a lot. I mean, like physically write. And I actually love cursive. In fact, the more elaborate this thing makes it, the better. I love that old-style Latin cursive script. It's gorgeous, and if I could actually write that way... Thank you, Kat. If I could actually write that way, I would be delighted. But it often takes a lot of study to be able to write that way properly. Not just teaching yourself, but actually writing in the proper old cursive way. However, only typing in caps annoys the living shit out of me. There are times where I type a sentence out in all caps, or when myself and some of my friends would banter back and forth in all caps, yelling at each other. but we would never have whole conversations only in caps. And in fact, I think that would annoy me to death. It would annoy me to the point of suicide. Okay, there's just no way I'd be able to stand it. So yes, I would only write in cursive rather than only type in caps, please. And 66% of people agree with me. It is a very wise 66% of people. Would you rather be deep sea diving and your oxygen tank runs out, or be bungee jumping and have your cord snap? Now, I'm 99% confident on how I answered this one based off past experience. Now, the thing is, or, decisions I've made in my life. As I would, I guess I would like to go deep sea diving at some point with a lot of people and a lot of bright lights. There was a time where I would have enjoyed it a lot more, but I don't know, after the onset of this irrational fear of being underwater, I don't know. So I probably wouldn't even be down there for my oxygen tank to run out to begin with. However, I have actually stated in the past to people that I know, I have said that bungee jumping and having my cord snap is right next to parachuting and not having my parachute open as the top 10 things or top 10 ways I would like to die. Because I figure the moment that thing snaps and you start dropping, it's gonna be, well, for me, the type of person I am, I think it's gonna be like, whee! Aim head first down, because I don't want to fall splat and, be at the bottom and survive as this thing. I would rather just go, head first and done. End. So, and I don't know why I think of these ways for me to die. I've always said that I want to go out with a bang. I don't want to die quietly. I don't want to die of a disease. I want to die doing something crazy or in a crazy way. So that would suit me. And besides, running out of air, running out of oxygen while deep sea diving is boring. Yep, and 61% of people agree with me. Besides, who wants to die deep down in the murky depths? See? What is that? Is it Freudian? No, I don't know. But yeah, it is. It's a Freudian slip. Deep murky depths. So, being an explorer, would you rather explore the Amazon jungle or the deep sea in a submarine? I think we've just covered this sufficiently. Not even a submarine counts. Besides, I want to see the Amazon jungle. I want to explore it, and I know it's bugs. It's called a rainforest because of all the bugs. You spray a little bug spray and it just rains bugs. And I hate bugs. But there is a lot of ancient historical sites there. Mayan and Incan, and I want to see those. Olmec, I want to see those. Those are things that I actually want to see in my life. So I would rather do that than go deep sea in a submarine. And only 47% of people agree with me, but it's actually only about a 60,000 people difference, which in the great scheme of things is not that much. So I'm going to call this a win. I've decided to make this our final question, and it's also going to be our question for the week. Because, I don't know, I'm in a bit of a soul-searching mood. So the question is, would you rather kill one person you know or kill 3 strangers? Now, I know that a lot of people here would go, I would rather kill strangers than kill somebody I know, because I don't want to kill somebody that I care about. Dude, you know your next door neighbor, even a little bit, and you can still kill him and not give a shit. So I'm actually going to look at it from a bit of a different way. I think I know how I answered this one, and I think I also know why I answered it the way I did. Now, I would rather kill 3 strangers than kill a person I know. The reason for that is one of my favorite films ever is a little known film called Mr. Brooks, starring Kevin Costner. And it's about this man who is a serial killer, but who doesn't want to be a serial killer. And he screws up his latest kill. He gets himself photographed and blackmailed by the photographer into taking him along on the serial killer's next kill. And while discussing who he wants to kill, the photographer asks, could they kill somebody that he knows? And the serial killer immediately stops him and says, no, you don't kill somebody you know. And this is true, because if you kill somebody you know, that is the quickest way to get yourself, in the limelight. It's the quickest way to cast suspicion on yourself. If the victim is in your circle of friends or in your circle of people that you know, then there's a very good chance that you will, at some point or another, be questioned. And unless you are some sort of superhuman, the cops will figure out that something is a little off with you. Now, 3 strangers is a bit much. I mean, 3 strangers, 3 kills, 3 different opportunities for the cops to catch you. Unless you kill all 3 of them at the same time. Boom, 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 all done. So, in the end, for me personally, it's not that I have a problem with killing someone that I know. And take that with a grain of salt in regards to this question, because there are a lot of people that I know that I really don't give a damn about. Aside from my family, the amount of people that I really care about, I can count on one hand. One hand. The amount of people that I am willing to fight for and died for outside of my mum, my dad, and my brothers, my sister-in-law, my niece and nephew, I can count them on one hand. So, outside of that, there might be a couple that I'd hesitate about, and beyond that, screw them. So I would rather kill, but even then, if they're in the circle of people that I know, suspicion will be cast upon me at some point. Therefore, I would rather just kill 3 strangers and one foul swoop, drop something on them and, have it be done, rather than killing a person I know. It's for logical reasons, not emotional reasons. Take that however you wish. And naturally 64% of people agree with me, but I doubt that they agree with me for the same reasons. And now, this is where you come in. Because I've been enjoying reading the answers that you guys have been giving, I would actually like to start featuring some of your answers in my Would You Rather videos, just to show them off a bit. I want to see, I just want to see some of your opinions and show them off because I like them. So for this week, I want you to answer for me. Would you rather kill a person you know or kill 3 strangers? And for interest's sake, I want you to tell me, did you make your decision based on morals, emotions, or logic, the way I did? So let me know down below in the comments with your answers. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, remember to leave me a like down below along with your answers. And I will see you next time. Bye!